all else fades away. We will stand right here in our faith today. We will praise like David said.
Singer, I was just telling them about you. She is a singer, a songwriter, a musician, the whole package, basically.
I don't want to feel myself. I want to be truly humbled. Today I'm just like, I don't want to, whatever Zendaly will say, I'll just be like, okay. So this is what I am.
Yes, you are. Major talented in the field. I'm so excited to have you here. Thank you for coming on.
Thank you so much. It was actually when you told me that I should enter this open show, I was asking myself, I'm like, okay, fine, this girl is doing something for God, you know. And I'm like, okay, since Zendaly is doing something for God, why shouldn't I also join in? So I'm like, God must say, ask her, should I join or should I just wait for her time? So and stuff. And then when I got the message, like, Esther, come join, I'm like,
Oh my God. Oh my God. I'm excited. I'm very, very excited. So let's get straight into it. Let's jump straight into it. So I want to let's talk about your journey as a Christian believer and how that started. The theme for this episode and for this season is all about the journey of becoming a Christian and that type of thing. So let's talk about your journey and how did that happen.
Okay, firstly, I feel like my journey as a Christian believer, everybody knows to become a Christian is not easy.
Yeah.
Trust me, it's not. Because us as youth, we are faced with what the world has in store for us. We go to school, we are faced with different friends, different people, different opinions about things, and then we get easily influenced. So I felt like that was one of the biggest factors that I passed through. Because you even know me as a friend that, okay, some way, somehow, my friends were like not really into Jesus kind of thing. And then they would do things, and then I would feel like, let me just do this. Let me just do it so I can fit in and stuff like that. Yeah. But my experience as a Christian believer, I think it's for now, I can say it's amazing because I've been discovering a lot of new things with this God of mine. You know, things might not work out, and then I'll just go back to the Bible, and then I read, and then I discover, okay, this is what Jesus is saying. This is what He wants me to do, and I'm just discovering each and every day. And it's not been easy, obviously, because I feel like is this God really alive? There was one time when I questioned myself. I'm like, bro, after all the situation I'm passed through, is God existing and stuff like that? And then I'm like, you know what? It's fine. There's a reason for everything. God, you need to understand Him. If you don't understand Him, you're going to give up on Him like easily. So that's one of the factors I passed through. But Christian journey is awesome. I'm enjoying it. I love it. And yeah.
It's amazing. It's amazing. It's something it's just mind blowing sometimes, eh? So let's talk about you being young. What happened? So let's talk about you being a young artist and in the industry. What are things you've struggled with? Because, you know, you've being a young artist, you growing up in this industry. What are things you've struggled with in this industry?
Wow, speaking of the industry, I'm quite new in this industry, in this music industry. I never expected of me becoming a musician or anything like that. But you said anything that I struggled with. My struggles in the music industry.
Yes, anything.
You know, it's tough because everyone wants to do music. Everybody wants to do music. Everyone wants to be popular and famous, which is very, very tough, especially now, this generation. To be famous is now like you need to give it your all.
Yeah.
Or you need to stop. I don't know if you understand me, but it's tough to make it as a gospel musician in this music industry. I think that's my struggle. And there was a lot of things that I had to leave and I had to say, you know what, if I enter this music industry and stuff like that, I need to put my mind in it. The work, the work, Zadie. The work is what one needs. And you know, if you're busy with school and then the work and then you put it together,
Yeah,
you know what I'm talking about. You definitely know what I'm talking about. When it's
I
school
know.
and then work and then you put it together, it's a whole lot. And that is my
Yeah.
struggle.
And that's something I think a lot of, you know, music Christian artists that are youngsters face is like trying to balance that Christian life and in that school and like your friends, and it's like where can you why can't you just like work together properly? And it's
Hmm.
tough. And so
Very true.
talking about the music industry as a whole, it has changed. I don't know if you noticed, it has evolved, right? And I just want to know, what are your thoughts on? Are you excited for what's happening, the change in the music industry, and what do you want people to like grasp from it? Because everybody has their opinion on Christian music, right? And everybody thinks, you know, it's this. Some people don't like the new music, and some people do like the new music. So, what is your advice on the change of the music nowadays? Because music has evolved.
Please repeat your question.
So, what is your thoughts on how the music industry has evolved? The Christian music industry.
Hmm. Well,
How is it?
The Christian, how it is.
How does? What is your thoughts on how it has evolved?
Well, like I mentioned, I said things have become a bit more harder. You know, back then we used to have small singers, and then boom, they're on top. Everyone knows them. But in the Christian industry, it's difficult. We both know that it's very different from being worldly singer and a gospel singer. They gain fame in less than 2 weeks. But if you speak about a gospel singer, ooh, girl, you gotta wait a year. You know, it's difficult.
Dude,
Everyone wants to sing for Jesus. Everyone wants to do it. Now it's your grace, you know. In music, it's just grace because it's your grace that determines which level you will be on. The grace that you have is going to put you higher than other people, which makes you different. You see. So the music
yeah.
industry as a whole is amazing. It's beautiful. I love it. I can't wait to actually enter and discover more about it. Yeah.
And it's like, and the music is changing. It's like you're getting like country, and you're getting like R&B, and you're getting soul, and it's just like evolving, and it's amazing. It's actually very, very amazing. So let's talk about you. You released your first album a long time ago, I think, or was it like recently? But I know you released your first album, and by the way, it's an amazing album. Um, and so was it nerve-wracking to release your first album? I always wanted to ask you this question. Did you have doubts about your album? Was there anything like people would say, you know, Esther, you need to, maybe you should not do it, or was there a thought in your mind that was like, let me just not do it, but you did it anyways?
Bro, like I don't even want to start explaining, but I need to explain, you know. Like with my situation, like I saw that God was trying to tell me that this is not your time. You're gonna try to do many things, you're gonna try to push, but whatever you're gonna do, whatever you're gonna do won't work. So it was my situation, like my first album, 2013 was my first album.
Yeah.
And I sang, I wrote songs, and then I went, we produced them, and then the songs, I don't know, went missing. So I said, yo, what will happen? Because we recorded, everything was done. This time I
Oh my
even questioned God, what is going on? Things went, everything went missing. Fine, we said, you know what, let's put this aside. Let's do another one. We did another one. The producer felt sick. And then I went to some church service, and then they spoke about God's time. And then the pastor started preaching is like, what if you are the one who's rushing things and God, and God, this is not God's time? And you know, it's hard for a musician to understand that God, like, this is the gift you gave me, like, what are you trying to tell me?
Yeah.
It's not my time. So like it was tough, really. Like, and it took time for me to believe that this is God's time. Even now, I can tell you that I'm waiting for God's time, because even the things that are happening in my life, I see that no, it's unusual. Like, many people are calling me, Esther, come sing this, come sing here, come sing here. I'm like, how, God, you're trying to tell me your time is when I'm writing.
Oh my God.
So yeah, it was. You understand my pain. You understand my pain.
I do. I really understand your pain. But I mean, it finally happened and you finally got to release the album. Was it like, was there emotions? Were you like happy it finally was released? Are you back on?
Girl. Sunny, it was a whole lot of emotions, bro. I cry every time I cry. I say, God, like, this is the gift you've given me. Like, what are you trying to tell me? This one time I even said I would stop singing. I would not sing anymore. Like, I didn't want anything to do with music. Nothing. That's to the extent it got to be like, you know what, I'm done with music. I don't care anymore. God is not working for me. So, you know, when you have pride, you're going to start speaking a lot of things, and then you're going to give up easily, not knowing that God has many people for you. So that's the problem that I had. My emotions actually controlled me, but eventually,
You rose up. You rised
I
up,
wrote
girl. Yes.
I'm on top.
So speaking about your album, did you face any criticism over releasing it? And how did you deal with it if you had those, you know, of your songs coming out? Did you face anything and how did you deal with it?
Well, not necessarily speaking on the album part, but the fact that I decided to set my mind to say, you know what, let me sing gospel or do gospel. Yo, I got criticism. I don't know if there's any musician, any gospel musician that has went out in the world without any criticism. You know,
That is true.
you always get someone who's gonna criticize you. And you know, let me tell you this. Let me share with you the story. There was this one guy wanted to sponsor me, and then after he asked me, he's like, Esther, which songs do you do? And I said, I do gospel. He's like, he told me that I'll never make it in gospel. That you're just wasting your time. You should just enter world music. You were gonna become famous a long time ago. I looked. I said, Mr. Man, really? And he criticized me. He's like, you Christian musicians, you come in, you sing like this, and then you go, after the singing, you go there, you start doing your own things. So criticism kept on coming my way. I was like, you know, there's even this one time I asked myself a question of like, must I keep doing the same thing? Like, is it working for me? But I'm telling you, eventually, if you have confidence in not only, if you have confidence in God, if you know what called for, you know your purpose, you know what God has put you in this path for, my friend. Even when they criticize you, you won't be shaken.
Exactly.
And that
And I think
is
what happened, I can't hear you.
that is, I said, that is what I learned. Not to listen to, okay, at first criticism, it does a lot to many. First of all, we're speaking about low self-esteem.
Yeah.
It reduces your confidence. You feel like now you're doing things for people. But if you now come in realization of the revelation of God, you will not worry about criticism. They will come. My friend, even if you're in the music industry, you are a big person, people know you, there will still be criticism following you. People are not everyone will like you for who you are. Not everyone would like your voice. Not everyone will adore what you do. So it's about you. It's about your purpose in life. It's about the gift God has given you. And it's about knowing who you truly are. That's all I can say.
Yeah, that is true. That is so true. And people really need to take that in, because people can say whatever they want to say, but it's how you take it, and it's how you move
Yes.
forward, and it's how you better yourself, because they're not bettering themselves. You are. If you stand up and say, listen, I'm going to better myself, I'm going to prove them wrong, and then, everything just like falls into place. And that's just something that a lot of people really, and youngsters really need to understand as well.
Exactly.
So, um, speaking about handling all of these criticism, I wanted to ask you, what are things you do to stay positive after you have a bad week or bad day at at your the song session, or maybe um, a bad service that happens? So what do you do to stay positive and just keep going forward?
Well, what I do to stay positive, keep working, going forward. Firstly, for a gospel musician, it's the revelation of God. I go on the Bible, I read, and then I see, because I feel like God speaks through His words. So every time when I open the Bible, I know that my God will speak to me. So He speaks, He truly speaks to me. Like, I remember this one time I felt so discouraged. He's like, I opened the Bible and I read one verse, and in the Bible literally said, "Don't worry, everything's gonna be alright." Stuff like that. Don't listen to hypocrisy and stuff like that. So I'm like, whoa, it was scary, eh? I'm like, okay, God is speaking. It's me to realize. I listen to motivational videos. Come on.
Yeah.
Videos are the best, my friend. I advise anybody that is passing through hardships, hard times, to listen to motivational videos. Those videos, you'll feel bad, but it builds you. I don't know what it does, but it has this kind of, it's like, one time I was watching one video, it was yesterday even. I watched the guy like, don't give up anymore. You've been giving up and then you're a champion. And then you don't know, it just boosts my self-esteem. It makes me want to do things more. And thirdly, I listen to music. I listen to my favorite songs. I put on music and I listen to it and I pray. And then I ask God, whatever I'm passing through, I know it's just for a period of time. It won't last for long, because joy is going to come in the morning.
Yes, that's so true. Listening to positive stuff is important as well. Motivation, that's important as well. So, speaking about your journey and you releasing an album and starting singing, I wanted to ask, what made you decide to go into this field? Like, what made you decide to start an album? What made you decide to start singing, start playing? You know?
Well, many of my friends know, I think, most of my family members, I didn't want to become a music person. I was not interested in music. I didn't want to sing. I didn't like singing. Oh, let's not say I didn't like singing, but I was not interested in doing these kind of things. But like me, and I'm a church girl, so I go to church and then I listen to preachings and I sat down and this pastor's like, God has given you this one small thing, and he has given you everything, but the gifts he has given you is just the small thing. Why don't you use it to glorify and praise his name? So the main reason why I entered the music field is to glorify Jesus' name, nothing else besides Jesus. Because I know that in the music industry, especially as a gospel singer, there's only one thing why we enter this field is to glorify Jesus' name, to praise Jesus' name. Because if you do not do any of those mentioned, then means you're doing this thing for entertainment, or you're doing it, then you're part of the world, let's say. You are part of the world and you're not doing it for what you are called to do, which is praise his name. So, what is the question again? Yeah, the main purpose why I decided to do music, to enter music, is to glorify Jesus' name. That's the only gift he has given me. So why must I not sing for him also?
Yeah, that's so true. So, music industry is something that you've always loved, and you're going into it now more deeper than ever. For people out there that want to, go into the music industry, is it important to have a backup plan? If the music industry doesn't work out,
It
it's
is
important
very
to have.
important. It's very important, Sandy. We all know this. We know that this world that we're living in is very tough. Very tough. Sometimes music is, you need to have a backbone. You need to have a plan B every time. You can't be relying on this one thing, which is music.
Yeah.
What if I become old? Or what if something happens to me? There should be something that will stand for me that other people can inherit. Okay, yes, I'll make a history out of my name. People know me as this big famous singer or whatever. But I want to do something that I will not only do for myself, but leave it also for the other people that follow. I want to also do what I love. I love law. I don't only love music. I want to do law. I'm not only gifted in this criteria of singing. Yes, I can sing. I can do anything. I can dance. But I also love the career phase of law and
Yes.
talking to much. You can see this now. I'm talking to you. Yeah.
And you love it. And I think, but it's this thing where a lot of people think that the industry is easy, and being a musician is easy. It is not easy. To get to the top is difficult. And I think we faced it so much. We know what it feels like, the ups and downs of it. And that's something kids, teenagers know. It's tough out there. You're fighting for a spot. You're not fighting for a spot, but you're trying to get to the top, you know?
Mm.
And so your advice, I want to ask you this. Your advice on waiting on God for the right time in this industry to release an album, how important it is to wait on Jesus.
Well. I know my people that are watching this, they know that I'll obviously say this. Waiting on God it's the best option any person could ever take. I'm telling you, if you force your ways, you are wasting time.
Yeah.
When God says, if it's not your time, it is not your time. Don't force things. Things won't work out. You can pay million rands, but if God says you're not going you're not going to sing in the theater, you won't sing. Or you'll sing but you won't touch people. So waiting on God is very important, because let me tell you the benefits on waiting on God. When you wait on God, when it's your time, you'll be surprised. He will surprise you. And the funniest thing I know is that when you know it's your time, you will know. When God says, my child, it's your time, you will know. Things will start happening. People will start calling you. People will start bringing you promotions. People that you didn't even know will start getting your numbers. And then you'll eventually say, this is my time. Listen, whatever you're passing through, I don't know who you are, I know you come from, but God's time is the best time. God's time is the best time. He will surprise you. He's going to take you, what we imagine of when it's our time, but when God's time comes, He does it greater than your imagination. So, that's the one thing I love about Jesus, because He's amazing, and to wait on His time is the best thing. The best thing, and it's the best advice I can give to anybody, because I'm telling you, don't force your ways.
Yeah.
Don't. I tried. It didn't work. I'd explain my story with the album and everything. It didn't work. But God is faithful.
He is. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. And another question I wanted to ask you: when you are recording an album live, or you're doing a concert, or you're doing a service, what is the one thing you want your fans or just people that come and see you? What do you want them to take from that event?
Sorry. I was just change of location.
It's okay. So I was saying, when you do a live or recording, right? So you're doing a live recording, or you're doing a concert, or you're doing a service. What do you want your fans, or the people that are there? What do you want them to take from that service?
Sorry, the connection.
Okay. So when you're doing a live recording or a concert or just a service, what do you want your fans or the people that was listening to you sing, what do you want them to take from that event? What is the most important thing you hope that takes place in that event?
Like I said, I don't want to be an evangelist or a preacher, but the one thing that everybody is called to do, no matter what gift you've got, no matter if you're a prophet or you're a singer, you whatever you call yourself. But remember, it all has one purpose, which is to serve Jesus Christ. And the main thing when we do to serve, whatever we do in this purpose, is to impact people's lives, is to bring souls to Jesus Christ. So my main purpose of me going the stage there to sing is not for me, totally not for me, but it's to call all lost souls. So when they come to Jesus Christ take them and they are. Because remember, they say that in one soul is saved, the heavens are graduating, the heavens are celebrating. So my purpose is to save that one soul. I don't care if this person didn't feel my voice, this person, but if person can come back to me and say, Esther, you blessed me. I know that my job is done, my work is done, and my mission is done. And then you move on to a different mission. So my purpose is to impact one's life by bringing a soul to Jesus Christ. So I know that whatever gift God has given me, it's not in vain, but my mission is being completed. Simple.
Yes, and that's very simple. And I think that's just the one thing is for every Christian a person in the industry, the one thing is just to save one soul. We have done our job. We have done what God has called us to do. It's not about saving, it's just saving that one soul. That's all it is. And you've made such a big difference in this field, in this industry. So I would like to thank you so much for coming onto my live. It was such an honor and a privilege to have you on it. I can't wait to have you again, hopefully very soon. I'm excited for the things God has planned for you. I can't wait for your next album. I know it's going to be amazing, and God's going to do such amazing things.
My girl, you'll be the first person to know.
Yes.
I'll just be like, I've got a new album. Let me. Sandali, are you there? I sent you the song. Go check. The song is not even out yet.
Yes, please send it to me before it gets out, okay? But thank you so much from the bottom of my heart for actually, accepting this and for coming onto my life. I know it's a small blog, but it's actually truly a blessing to have you on it. So
It's
thank you,
truly a
and
blessing to have you, and may God use you to lift you, because whatever you're doing, trust me, it might seem small. These small followers that come on, these are the things we should even appreciate, because just know that God is watching you and He's seeing your heart, and He's gonna give you the small that you have. He's like, will Zendali, when I give her the small, will she still appreciate me? So imagine if I give her big. So that even
yeah,
encourages God more to bless you. So whatever you're doing,
yeah,
it's not even a child's play. It's totally
yeah.
for Jesus. I know that for a fact.